continue there. Now the question number 3. Let's see this. From the adjoining figure, write the composite function G composite f of function f and g in the ordered pair form. The question asks you to find the composite of these two functions f and g. Can you see this question? Question number 2. I am talking about question number 3. This one. Okay, from the adjoining figure, write the composite function G composite f of function f and g in the ordered pair form. You may not see this as usual. We have discussed it in other form. So this figure, in this figure, you will see the arrows straight mapped with the two sets, but we have used some other way, distorted way. Let me draw in that form. Here there are two sets, A and B at first. A and B. There are two sets, A and B. In set A, there are elements A, B, C. And in set B, there are elements D, E, and F. Okay, this function is F that connects the set A with set B. The function F that connects the set A with set B. And the elements are mapped like this. Let me use a different color here, and the scale also if possible, but the scale is not here, I think. Okay, let me continue with this. A is mapped with D here. It's a bit thicker. Let me decrease the size of the pen. Okay, A is mapped with D. A mapped with D. You can write it in a rough copy. B is mapped with E. C is mapped with F. And then there is another set C. There is set C that is mapped in case of function G. So this is also a bit thicker. Let me select a smaller one. Okay, there is a set C. This is actually the range of the second function G. Okay. Okay, the elements are X, Y, and Z. See the mapping? D is mapped with X, E is mapped with Y, F is mapped with Z, and this is the function G. So let me draw the arrow to denote that this is a function G. Sorry, it's okay, G. This is a function G. Okay, now see here. What will be the elements in the function G composite F? First of all, A is mapped with element D, and then D is mapped with element X. So I can say that the final mapping will be something like this here. A will be mapped to X, A will be mapped to X, B will be mapped to Y, and then C will be mapped to Z. You can put the arrows like this. You need to put the arrows like this at the middle. Okay, in previous slides it was impossible to show the arrows in the middle, so actually you need to put the arrows in the middle. So from here, what we found is the composite function G composite F, GOF. Now let me write the elements of G composite F. G composite F is equals to, what are the elements? A comma X, and then B comma Y, and then C comma Z. These are the elements of G composite F. This is not that difficult. You can practice few more questions and you will be used to with this. Okay, let me discuss the question number 4 now. Okay, I think you are able to see this question number 4. Can you see this question? This is exactly the same question that we discussed in question number 3. As we discussed in question number 3, this is exactly the same question. This is not that difficult. You can solve it yourself. There are two functions, f and g, and you are supposed to find g composite f in this question, in this case also. In case of f composite g and g composite f, the order of the two functions is different. In g composite f, at first you need to place the function f. पहिला f भन्ने फंक्सनलाई राख्नुपर्छ. g composite f मा पहिला के राख्ने f राख्ने है, and then you need to place the function g and input the values here and map them. You will get the required result. Again, in question number 5, it's just opposite of f, g composite f. In this case, the question asks you to find f composite g. How will you find the f composite g? Just reverse the position of g and f. Okay, I'll solve one question for you. Question number 5. Let me solve with question number 5. Okay, let me join it from the other device also. Okay, if anyone is having trouble in joining this session, then let me know. Okay, if your friends are complaining you whether they are able to join this class or not, then just let me know. I'll make them join this class. Okay, now this one, question number 5. The question asks you to find f composite g. This is f composite g. So at first you need to draw the ordered pair for g in terms of mapping diagram or arrow diagram. Let me put the arrows to indicate that this function is g. For f composite g, you need to write the function g at first. G type. So let's input the values of g also. What are the first elements in the set g? The elements are 2, 3, and 4. First write the elements of the first components of this set of this function g. And the second elements are 3, 4, and 5. And then now it's the turn of function f. Before that, let's put the arrows with the elements. Let's put the arrows in the elements so that we will join these two elements. 2 is mapped with 3, 3 is mapped with 4, 4 is mapped with 5. Now the turn of the another set. This is for function f. Most of the elements must be here. The first elements of function f, let's see. The first elements of function f are 3, 4, and 5. They are already here, isn't it? Since all the elements of function f are already here, we don't need to bother about putting the elements in this set, in this domain of f. Now let's put the second elements of f. They are 4, 5, and 6. Let me write it here. The elements are, the second elements are 4, 5, and 6. Okay, the mapping will be that of earlier one. 3 will be mapped here. You can see in this order pair, 3 is mapped with 4. 3, 4 is here, so I'll map 3 with 4. 4, 5 is the ordered pair, so let me join with the arrow 4 with the 5. And then the next ordered pair, 5, 6 is here, so we need to join 5 with 6. Sorry, 5 with 6. So these are the ordered pairs, and we have put them in ordered pair form, in arrow diagram form. So now our aim is to find f composite. Our aim is to find f composite g. So why there is disturbance? Can you please turn off your microphone while I'm speaking? Okay. Okay, see here now we are supposed to find the F composite G. So 2 will be mapped with 4. See here, 2 is at first mapped with 3, and then 3 is mapped with 4. So our final mapping will be 2 is mapped with 4. Okay, and then 3 will be mapped with 5, and then 4 mapped with 6. Okay, and the final function is F composite G. The final function is F composite G. So now you can write the ordered pair form also. Now you can write the function in the ordered pair form. F composite G is equals to 2 comma 4, 3 comma 5, and then 4 comma 6. This is the simple solution of F composite G. Okay, I think you are well aware with this question. Let me go to the short questions now of composite function. Okay, actually this is in your exercise book in page number 16. You can see it from there also. I request again with you to make the screen full. Okay, full screen. Enter the full screen. When you click on the 3 dot, there is a 3 dot in between the toolbar. Just click that, and you will see an option enter full screen, and you will have a better view of this lecture, this class. Okay, now question number 6a. Okay, let me zoom it out so that I can write it on the other side. Okay, is this question visible for you? Question number 6a. I hope so. Okay, question number 6a. F is equals to 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, and G is equals to 1, 2, 2, 3, and 3, 1. Find the domain and range of the composite function G composite F. Okay, let me discuss this one in the earlier question. Okay, so that I don't need to write it again. Okay, see in this question, in this earlier one, can you view this? Can you see this clearly? Okay, this one, F composite G. F composite G. Okay, I think there is some disturbances. Okay, in this function, F composite G, domain is the first set and range is the second set. You don't need to bother about this set here, 3, 4, 5. You don't need to bother about it. While seeing the domain and range of F composite G, you just see these two sets, sets containing 2, 3, 4, and the sets containing 4, 5, 6 as the elements. Okay, for F composite G, always remember about the domain and range. Don't get confused. Okay, domain and range. Most of the students, I find, they get confused. Well, I will give you some basic idea. I'll give you some memorizing idea to learn about domain and range. Just learn the word doctor. D-O-C-T-O-R, doctor. Okay, in this word doctor, here D is at first and R is at last. You can remember it in other way also. In alphabetical order, D comes at first and R comes later. So the word or the letter that comes at first represents domain, and the letter R that comes later in the alphabetical order represents range. So domain is always the first set in mapping diagram, and R is always the range, that is the second set in the mapping diagram. Mapping diagram, first set is the domain and the second set is the range. Okay, so in this question, in this function F composite G, if I look for the domain, what is the domain of F composite G? So I can write here domain of F composite G. Domain of F composite G is equals to domain of F composite G is equals to, what are the elements in the first set? 2, 3, and 4. And this is the domain of F composite G. I want you to remember one thing more here. In set, there is no any repetition of the elements. You cannot write the elements by repeating here. Okay, be careful with these things. Even if there are elements getting repeated in the order pair while drawing this mapping diagram, you just don't repeat the elements, just write the elements at once only one time. Okay, don't write it twice or thrice, just write it once. And the range of this function, range of f composite g is equals to the second set, that is 4, 5 and 6. This is the range of the function f composite g. Okay, let me begin where I left earlier. Okay, I think this works for both of these questions, question number 6a and 6b. First of all, find the composite function and then write the domain and range of the functions. Okay, first of all, find here decomposite of, and then later write the domain and the range of that function. And similarly, here you need to find here in 6b, you need to find decomposite of, and then later you need to find domain and range. Okay, let's discuss question number 7a. What is written here? F is given here in terms of order pair, G is given, find G composite of and F composite G. As we discussed earlier question number 7a and 7b, this one I suppose you to do yourself. Okay, question number 7a and 7b, do it yourself. I have given the sufficient hint for this one for question number 7a and 7b. Now question number 8a. Function f is equals to 4, 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, g is equals to 1, 2, 3, 6, 2, 4. So decomposite of an arrow diagram and write it in ordered pair form. These are also the same questions. Okay, you can do it yourself. Just draw the ordered pair form, draw it in ordered pair form, and you'll get the required result. Okay, now question number 9. This one is a bit different. Question number 9. Here composite is given. In previous question we need to find composite. Now here composite is given already here, and the function g is also given. Okay, in composite of composite g, in the composite of function of composite g, there are two functions. One function is f and the second function is g. But in this case, this whole f composite g is given, f composite g is given, and then this g is also given here, and you are asked to find this f, the function f you are supposed to find in ordered pair form. Okay, let's find it. This is a very easier one. Let's do it. Okay, if you have copy and pen, you can do it along with me. Okay, I'll write it in proper way. Okay, let's begin by writing solution. Question number 9. Solution. I hope it is visible and legible enough to understand in your screen. Okay, what is given here? Here f composite g is given. F composite g is equals to 2, 1, 4, 2, 6, 3, and 8, 4. Write it in your copy also. Okay, write it roughly, just enough to understand. And g is also given here. G is 2, 4, 4, 8, 6, 12, and then 8, 16. These are the two functions. One is composite function f composite g, and the other function g, and you need to find f here. What is f? Let's find it. Okay, I think there's some notification here. Is there anyone waving, or is there anyone who posted some message? Anushka, join Microsoft Teams. Join Microsoft Teams meeting. Okay, is there any problem in joining this session? If so, then let me know. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, this is the since I'm sharing the desktop, everything will be visible on your screen. I'm sorry for that. There is no other way to display this Microsoft whiteboard in your screen, so I am displaying my whole screen here. In this question, you need to find f. Let me continue here. In such questions, if the ordered pairs are given, always prefer to do it by drawing the arrow diagram. In fact, we can solve it in other way also. without drawing the arrow diagram also, but let's prefer solving this way. Okay, in F composite G, what is the first function? G is the first function. So draw the mapping diagram for the function G. You can begin by representing or by writing representing in ordered pair form, representing in mapping diagram. Okay, you can write it in this way also. The mapping diagram. You can write this. Oh, this is a very beautiful one. Okay, the next set. Okay, I will require this later. It's not, you don't need to hurry to draw this, but I already draw it. Okay. Function G is given in F composite G. G is the first function and it's given there also. So let me join these two sets with function G. This is the function G that these two sets are connected by this function G. So let me put the elements also. Let me at first let's put the first elements. The first elements of function G are 2, 4, 6, and then 8. So let me insert the elements here. 2, 4, 6, and 8. These are the elements of function G. The first elements of function G. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now let me insert the second elements of function G. The second elements are 4, 8, 12, and 16. Now let me join with the arrow also. Okay, don't use the different colors in your copy. Okay, if you prefer to use the different colors, then it may not look good. Okay, let me map this element 2 with 4. I think there must be some scale here, but scale is not getting displayed here. Is it there? Okay, it's not there. Is it hidden here? Clear toolbar, in table, active pen. Okay, I'm sorry, there's no scale here. Okay, let me draw it. I'm not used to using with this tablet. See here, the 4, 8 is here. So I'll map this element 4 with 8. 6 is mapped with 12. Don't draw this in zigzag way, okay? Just draw a perfect line, perfect straight line. 8 is mapped with 16. 8 is mapped with 16. Okay, this is the first function G. Now, the another thing that is given is F composite G. F composite G is given, not function F. So let me insert the elements of the function F composite G. F composite G. Okay, the domain of F composite G is already inserted here. It must be inserted here, otherwise that might be mistake. F composite G is already here. See here, the first elements are already here. 2 is already there in the first set. 4, 6, and 8. 2, 4, 6, 8 is already here. So now let's insert the second elements. The second elements are 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Be very careful while drawing this arrow diagram. Just don't get confused to map the elements here. So 2 is mapped with 1 in F composite G. So let me draw the arrow from 2 to 1. 2 is mapped with 1. 4 will be mapped with 2. 6 will be mapped with 3. 6 will be mapped with 3, and then 8 will be mapped with 4. But our main task is to find the function F. Actually, this will be the function F. This will be the function F. Let's see what will be the elements of function F. See here, 2 is mapped with 4 in function G, and it is mapped with 1 in the function F, F composite G. So the element 4 must be mapped with element 1. Is it clear? Now the element 8 must be mapped with element 2. And then 12 must be mapped with element 3, and then 16 16 must be mapped with element 4. This is our answer. Now let's write in the order pair form. Therefore f is equals to, therefore f is equals to, let's write the order pairs 4, 1. I hope all of you are writing along with me. 8, 2, 12, 3, and 16, 4. I think if you already know this, then you may find it boring. I hope you are enjoying it. You are not feeling in such lethargic feeling here. Okay, now the question number 10a. Let me be a bit fast, okay? It may take time if I go through each questions. Okay, let me discuss question number 10a, and I'll solve few questions of the long questions, and I'll go to the inverse functions. Okay, let me discuss the question number 10a on the other side. Sorry, 10a on the other side of this screen. Question number 10a. Okay, is this seen your screen? Question number 10a. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, write along with me. Okay, in question number 10a, let me begin the solution here. Here, what is given here? This is in algebraic form. Till now, we have done the questions of ordered pair form. This is given in algebraic form, that is f of x plus 2 is equals to 4x plus 5. And you are supposed to find fx equals to what? F composite fx equals to what? For this, for both composite and f, we need to find f here. So let's find the function f at first. This function is f here, but actually this is not f x. This is somehow like x plus 2 is there. You cannot replace this x plus 2 simply with x. So let me do some magical thing to find the value of f x at first. This is x plus 2. So let's replace this whole x plus 2. Let's replace this whole x plus 2 with another variable, something like k or a or yum. You can suppose with any variable, k, a, yum, that are in English alphabet. You can use any variables. Okay. Or my favorite one is k. So let me suppose it with k. Let x plus 2 is equals to k. If there is anything, not just x plus 2, if there is anything like 3x plus 2, x minus 1, if there is some bulky things here except x, then you can replace that thing with a new variable, this new variable k. Except x, you can suppose with any variable, but the most used one are k, a, yum, something like that. Okay. In some book you may find one variable, and in other one you may find next variable. Okay, then the value of x will be x is equals to k minus 2. Okay, the value of x is k minus 2. I hope all of you are writing along with me. Now replace all the value of x with the new variable k. In this function of x plus 2, in this one, let me highlight this thing here. In this one, fx plus 2 is equals to 4x plus 5. Wherever there is x, replace this value of x by the new value of x, that is k minus 2. जहाँ जहाँ x देख्छ त्यो सबैलाई के ले रिप्लेस गर्ने, यो k minus 2 ले. ठीक छ? Okay, now so f of, here is x, so I need to write here k minus 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. There is again x, so I need to replace this x by k minus 2. So it will be k minus 2 plus 5. Is it clear? I hope so. Okay, now this minus 2 and this plus 2 will cancel each other, so the remaining term will be f of k is equals to 4k minus 8 plus 5. This will be equals to 4k minus 3. So you get the term f of k is equals to 4k minus 3. This is your required result here fk, but this is not sufficient. We need more things to do here. See here, here is k, that is k on the left side of this function, this k here, and k on the right side also. So instead of k, you can replace it with any variable, but in fact we need here fx. Indeed, we need here fx. So let me replace this k with x by writing some reason here. K लेखौं यसमा, किन लेखेको भनेर लेखौं, since k is an arbitrary variable. Arbitrary को meaning चाहिँ random भने है, arbitrary variable. Okay, यो कुनै एउटा random variable हो, यसको सट्टामा अर्को पनि राख्न सकिन्छ भने यो arbitrary भने चाहिँ है, but the most used one is arbitrary. So let me write arbitrary here. Since k is an arbitrary variable, let me replace this k by x now. F of, अब जहाँ k छ त्यसलाई x replace गरेर f of x is equals to 4x minus 3. F of x is equals to 4x minus 3. I'm sorry. F of x equals to 4x minus 3. This is the function f x. Okay, this is our solution of the first part. Therefore, fx is equals to 4x minus 3. We got the solution of the first part. Now, we are supposed to find f composite f of fx. F composite fx. So let's find that also. Okay. The question asks you to find f composite fx. This one. So let me find that also on the second part of the question. Second part, if you are well known with these things, then you can do it yourself also. F composite fx. So this will be written, this can be written as f o f of x. Now let me replace this fx with the value of the function. The functional value is 4x minus 3. Okay, now this is the very crucial part here. You need to be aware with these things here. 4x minus 3 is here. Now let's plug this value, this 4x minus 3. You need to replace this 4x minus 3 in place of x here. 4x minus 3 must be plugged in this. I'm sorry, this already here. 4x minus 3 in this value of x. जहाँ f को x छ नि, हेर त यो यसलाई कहाँ राख्ने, fx यो पोलिनोमियलमा लगाएर राख्ने के माथि, जहाँ x छ त्यहाँ लगाएर रिप्लेस गर्ने. जस्तो यहाँ यो 2 हुन्थ्यो भने यो x मा 2 लगाएर राख्ने. यहाँ 4x minus 3 छ, so you need to replace it with 4x minus 3. So it will be 4 times, यसलाई x को ठाउँमा रिप्लेस गरे, so it will be 4x minus 3 minus 3. It will be equals to 4 times 4 is 16. So it will be 16x minus 12 minus 3. Can you simplify it further? It will be 6. Okay, therefore, fx equals to 4x minus 3. Let's write the conclusion, and f composite fx is equals to 16x minus 15. This is your solution. This is the required answer. Okay. Now let's go to the long question, and if time permits me, then I'll discuss the questions of inverse function also. Let me see the first one. Question number 11a. I hope you understood that earlier question. Question number 10a. Question number 11a is here. See this. F such that R to R and G such that R to R. It means that function f is defined from a real number to the real number, and function g is also defined from real number to real number. यो भनेको के होइन, just don't get confused. यसले के भनेको भने g को डोमेन चाहिँ रियल नम्बर को हो रे, अनि रेन्ज पनि यसको रियल नम्बर नै छ भने के. अब रियल नम्बर भनेपछि इमेजिनरी नम्बरहरु, यो पछि हायर लेभलमा इमेजिनरी नम्बर पनि पढ्छौ. Just don't get confused with the things. यसले चाहिँ कन्फ्युज नहुने है. जस्ट के भनेको डोमेन र रेन्ज को डिफाइन गरे अहिले. And the function is defined as fx is equals to x plus 1 and gx is equals to x cube. Okay, let me solve this quickly. Okay, now let's find f composite g, find g composite of and f composite g. Okay, I think I need to solve in Is the question visible there? Okay. Okay, let me write the question here. Question number 11. Question number 11A. If you have book, then you can refer given fx. The question is, and then composite f is equals to what? Okay, is there any disturbance? Is it
Yes,
visible in
sir.
your visible in your screen? I hope so.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and in the second part, the question asks you to show that or check whether G composite of any of composite G are same or not. In second part, you need to check whether G composite of and F composite G are same or not. Okay, now let me begin with the solution here. Now let's find F composite G. F composite G. How to find it? F composite of Gx. This is the function Gx. Now replace the value of Gx. It will be like this. Gx is x cube, so I'm replacing the value x cube here instead of Gx. So now there is x cube and this function f. Now you need to replace this x cube in place of x in function f. Function f मा जहाँ x छ त्यहाँ लगाएर replace गर्ने. See here, this is x cube. You need to replace this value in place of x in function f. Okay, so this is the x cube. Let me replace this here. So it will be x cube plus 1. So you got the value of f composite G. It is equals to f composite G is equals to x cube plus 1. You may find the question writing f composite G or simply f composite Gx. Both are same. You don't need to confuse there. This is f composite G. Is it written f composite G or f composite Gx? Yeah, f composite G is going. Okay, earlier. Okay, it's okay there. Now let's write G composite f also. G composite f. How to find G? Okay, I request you to find it yourself. We can solve the exercise of inverse function in other class. We don't need to hurry here. Just find it. G composite f. I'll solve it later. I'll ask individually with few students. Okay. Okay, let me check who is present here. Okay, solve this one. Okay, 37 students are here. I hope more students will be present in the another class also. Anuparai, why she is leaving? Okay, I request Sunam, give me this. Sunam, have you solved it? What is your value of G composite f? Sunam, are you listening me? G composite f.
Sir, I am doing.
Okay, just do it. Okay. G composite fx. Sakila Kesi, Sakila, are you listening me? Sakila Kesi. Prashant, are you listening me? Prashant Jankaki. Rahul Kalikote. Rahul, are you listening me? Rahul? I think they are not interested in responding.
Sir, it is x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1.
Okay, let me write it here. Okay, your answer, and I'll check it later. Just tell it, read it again. X cube plus
x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1.
3x square plus 3x plus 1. Okay, let me solve this one for you. Okay, just check your answers. Okay, I hope other also solve this one. Prasuna Bandari, have you solved it? Prasuna, Prasan Shrest. Prasuna, have you solved it? Prasuna, are you listening me? Prasuna Bandari. Prasuna Bandari, Prasan Shrest. Okay. Let me continue the solution. Fx. What is the value of fx here? The value of fx is x plus 1. So now I need to replace this value x plus 1 in the value of x in g. So let me replace this value. Okay, this x plus 1 to the x of this gx. Okay, this function gx is given here, so I'm going to replace this value of x plus 1 in this x. So it will be x plus 1 whole cube. Okay. So let's expand it. You can just simply leave it here also. If you know the formula of a plus b whole cube, then it will be easier for you. This will be x cube plus 3x square plus, I hope you know the formula, 3x square plus 3x plus 1. Okay, so now thank you, you got the exact solution of this question. You may leave it in this step also, x plus 1 cube, but it is better to simplify it. So we got both the solution of G composite F and F composite G. Okay, there was second part of the question also. The second part of the question want you to check is F composite G. The question was like this: is F composite G is equals to G composite F? No. The answer is simply no. F composite G is not equal to X G composite F. See the result here. F composite G is x cube plus 1 and G composite F is something like this: x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1. So they are not equal. You can write the value here, F composite G, let's write the value here, and G composite F also write the value here, and therefore F composite G is not equals to G composite F. These two are not equal here. Okay, F composite G is not equal to G composite F. Okay, I hope you understand this one. If there is any confusion, then you can ask me right now. के problem छ त यसमा? छैन होला है? छ? Is there anyone having the problem, facing any problem? Then you can just interrupt me and ask anytime. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's pick some questions from somewhere around question number 17. Okay, let's solve this one. We have very few minutes left, so let me solve from question number 17. I request you to solve the questions, other questions also, if you have your exercise book. Otherwise, I'll provide the exercise questions in your Teams message box. I will post it later. So let's solve this 17a. Question number 17a. If px is equals to 4x plus 5 upon 9 and qx is equals to 9x minus 5 upon 4, you were used to write f and g. Now these functions are p and q here. Sometimes you may find other letters also. These are px and qx. These are two functions, and you are supposed to prove that p composite qx is an identity function. If there is identity function, then just remember one thing very carefully. Identity function, any function is said to be identity function if it is of the form fx equals to x. fx equals to x. अब तिमीलाई यो p composite qx लाई यहाँ identity function देखाउन भनेको छ के. So in this case, you need to show that p composite qx is equals to x. The value of p composite qx must be p qx. If the value of p composite qx is equal, then you can say that the function p composite qx is equals to is an identity function. In fact, this q composite p also will be x. Both p composite q and q composite p, both these functions will be equals to x. दुईटैलाई सल्भ गरे भने दुईटै निकाल्दा पनि हुन्छ, but if you are in hurry then you can just leave with p composite qx, but I prefer you to write this both p composite qx and q composite px. Okay, let me write it a bit faster. Okay, I'm running out of time. Let me start with the solution. This is the question number 17. I request you to solve this question in your own also. If you have any problem, then you can see here. Px is equals to 4x plus 5 by 9 is given here. 4x plus 5 by 9 is given here, and the function qx is also given. Qx is 9x minus 5 divided by 4. So let me find p composite qx. The question asks you to find or show that this is identity function. So p composite qx will be equals to p composite qx will be equals to p composite qx. So now replace the value of qx. P composite, the value of qx is 9x minus 5 divided by 4. This may be difficult for you because there is a larger value, but the process is same. The basic concept is same. Just insert this value 9x minus 5 by 4. This value 9x minus 5 by 4 here. This value in place of, okay, let me increase the size here. 9x minus 5 by 4 in place of x in the function px. There is the function px. The value of x is here. You will just replace this value with 9x4. So now see here, it will be 4 times. See here, I am replacing the value here. Okay, 4x plus 5 by 4. I'll write with the another color here. Let me select it. Okay, 4 times यो x मा मात्र रिप्लेस गर्ने है, यो फेरि कन्फ्युजन आउने नि, धेरै यही कन्फ्युजन छ. यो x लाई रिप्लेस गर्दा it will be 9x minus 5 divided by 4 plus 5, and in denominator there is 9. So basically 4 and 4 will be cancelled. What remains here? 9x minus 5 plus 5 in the numerator and 9 in the denominator. Now let's cancel this minus 5 and plus 5. What remains? 9x divided by 9. 9 and 9 will cancel each other, and your answer is x. Similarly, if you find q composite px also, I wish you will find x. Just simplify it yourself. Okay, simplify it yourself and you will get something like this, x. Okay, I told you earlier that if the function is in the form p composite qx is equals to x, then that function will be a identity function. You can write here, since p composite qx is equals to x is equals to q composite px. दुईटैको भ्यालु एउटै आयो. p composite qx and q composite px both has the value x. So therefore f p composite q is an identity function. Okay, now this is the end of today's class. Okay, I hope you understand this. If you have any problem, then we will discuss on the next class. Okay, tomorrow I'll be discussing the exercise of inverse function in the next class on Saturday. Okay, thank you dear students, have a nice day.